Well, you may recall that John was out of town on assignment for a couple of days last week, and we find out tonight it was a place called the Boneyard.
Right, that doesn't create a very pleasant picture. But we're going to take you on a tour, and this will give you a much better idea of what we're talking about. We're going to begin with this picture. As you watch, you'll see pilots, and don't be alarmed here, they're not on fire. This hosing off is a tradition when a pilot makes his last flight. And that was the case for these crews from the Nebraska Air National Guard. They flew that last remaining F-4 Phantom jet to the Nebraska squadron to this destination that you see in Tucson. And those jets are now parked in the desert.
We are the lone storage area for all aircraft within the Department of Defense.
Those pilots you saw being hosed off were on board this bus, amazed at what they were viewing outside. More than 4,500 airplanes sealed up and parked in the desert, a graveyard for wings.
So it's a matter of no people to fly them, no people to maintain them, and no ramp to park them.
And out there among them are over 1,000 F-4 Phantom jets, including 20 that were flown by the Nebraska Air National Guard. In fact, during the tour, one pilot spotted a plane he'd actually flown down about a month earlier. He stopped the bus for a closer look. How does it look to you now?
That makes you ill. Every crew member had their name on a canopy, and this happened to be the one that my name was on. It's sad. It's like finding somebody burying your pet. We've been flying these things for 22 years, and it's not just because it's so much fun. It's there's a bonding with that aircraft after that long.
When you think about the fact that they might make this a drone and put it up there and actually blow it out of the sky sometime?
I'm thinking that that's a more fitting death than a wrecking ball. I guess if you're a fighter and you want to go down, you'd rather go down in a fight than to go over here where they chop them up in little pieces.
There is, in fact, a place where planes are chopped up at the Boneyard. All of these are B-52s, bombers that the U.S. must destroy in agreement with the former Soviet Union. It was an interesting walk for General Robert Privet, who's been a pilot since his duty in the Vietnam War. You didn't fly anything like this, right?
No, none.
What do you think when you see something like this?
Well, I've never seen something like this, John. I guess we're seeing stark evidence that the Cold War is over. It's quite a sight to behold, isn't it?
All the pilots, in fact, felt the same sense of awe, walking on top of one of the great bombers in aviation history deliberately destroyed. Well, I got you guys up here. Would you ever have wanted to fly one of these things?
No.
Those men have been jet fighter pilots, but now their jets are parked in the desert, and they will fly the C-135. It's a large transport and tanker plane, and this change, again, is brought on by the end of the Cold War. Pat, the Nebraska Air Guard will now have a worldwide outreach with their mission.
So that's the Boneyard. Now we know.
Yeah, now you've been there.
No, I haven't, but how many planes are out there?
About 50 different types of planes. So all varieties are out there.
It's a whole lot of money sitting out there in the desert, too.
And history as well. That's right.
That's right.